everybody. I'm Julie Moran.
And I'm Olga Villaverde. Today is a more serious show, but it's about a topic that is so important to discuss right now, and we're talking about bullying.
Bullying has plagued so many of our schools that it's caused some students to take drastic measures just to try to make the pain stop, sometimes even leading to suicide. So what's being done to prevent this?
This morning, we talked to kids who have experienced bullying firsthand, organizations who have helped them, and many more, and a 7-year-old girl who says all she wants is sunshine in every single person's day.
The balancing act starts right now. Joining us now to talk about their experiences with being bullied are Stevencia and Jackson, and we are so glad you joined us in the studio today, guys.
Thank you for having us.
No, thank you for coming and sharing your stories. Jackson, let me start with you. You were the target of bullying. Stevencia, you also. Tell me what happened.
Well, growing up in a Haitian household, our parents never really had money to buy the luxury items for us to go to school, like the nice shoes, the nice clothes. So we only had money for the bare necessities. So when we went to school, we only went to school with the things that we had.
Of course.
But other students in school will make fun of us because of that, and say we need to go back to our country. We don't belong here, and that kind of like breaks down your spirit. But
how did you feel at that moment, Jackson?
like I said, lonely, depressed, isolated from the world.
Stevencia, when did you become the target of bullying?
In 3rd grade, we were like having like a playtime in class, and so I decided to walk around and try to talk to people. And I went to these 2 kids, and they were telling me that my skirt was too short and that I was too big to fit in a skirt like that. As I grew up, I became really insecure about my body.
So when you reached out to people, even your parents, you didn't feel like you really got the help you needed?
To this date, like, no one ever really knew that I was bullied in 3rd grade.
But you know what's amazing about this? And Julie and I were talking about this,
yes,
is the fact that you two were strong enough to overcome this, and you two are doing something remarkable today. Jackson, I want to start with you. First of all, I know you have a full ride to FSU, so congratulations to you. And obviously, this has not affected you, and you have moved forward. God bless you, and you're helping others?
Yes, ma'am. So you got to realize that, you got to take the bad and see the bright side out of it. So now I'm giving back to the teens. As a National Heisman winner, I visit various middle schools and elementary schools to let the teens know that if you put it in your head that you want to be something, you want to be somebody, you can be somebody. All you got to do is believe in yourself first. See, I didn't believe myself as a kid. I was believing what they was telling me until I realized I want to be successful. Supporting several nonprofit organizations that focus on making a sustainable and innovative community, on music, educating the youth, motivating and empower teens to be successful leaders.
And Stevencia, where does your confidence come from now?
My confidence comes from the word that my pastor told me. He told me that I wasn't unwanted. When he told me that I wasn't unwanted, I started to really, really cry. And I was just like, this is true. Like, I don't feel unwanted. That summer, I started to feel better about myself, and now I'm really confident in what I do. I am a safe school ambassador, helping kids start to believe in themselves and stop bullying for the people that are going through it.
Stevencia, I see it in your eyes. The sky's the limit for you. You're going to be a junior next year. You go get him.
Thank you.
He's going to do great. And I hear he's going to be a lawyer, apparently. You're going to study for that?
Maybe a governor, maybe president of the United States.
Oh, my
goodness. Go
President Jackson.
President Jackson, go for that.
Thank you.
God bless you both. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much. It was great having you here.
We'll be right back.
Estime, a Haitian immigrant who first came to the U.S. in 1st grade, says he often felt isolated at school, especially at lunchtime. So Dennis, along with a few friends, started a club called We Dine Together. As this program grew, they partnered with Be Strong, a national nonprofit organization focused on preventing bullying. Welcome, Dennis. It's so great to have you in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
And I want to know, why did you start We Dine Together?
We Dine Together is a student-led initiative that started in my high school to combat social isolation. We noticed a great divide in our school. We decided to bring people together to share a meal with one another and actually be advocates. So I like to say that the We Dine Together Club for a new student may be a welcoming committee, or for a student that may be bullied, it's a safe haven, but for the school, it's a catalyst for change.
And were you bullied?
Yes, I was bullied, and that's where it all stems from, the feeling of isolation, the feeling of depression. And I don't want anybody else to go through that. And now what we notice is now many students all over the nation are, stepping in and deciding to be that change that they want to see. Because truth be told, if we don't, then who will?
I feel like there are some pre-established groups who are supposed to fit in, and we Dine Together breaks it up.
It's a very honest place to be. Everyone kind of just says what's on their mind, and it's really judgment-free.
Dine Together has changed my life. I met a lot of people, and my English got better since then.
Students like these are the reason We Dine Together works so well.
I think the biggest thing made to me is helping meet new people that otherwise I wouldn't have met.
It's really cool to see that there's a universal language here. For one, people love food everywhere. And two, more than that, people love that they feel valued and they feel wanted.
Jordan Hernandez is an English teacher at Boca Raton Community High School and the advisor of We Dine Together, who helped start the group with Dennis and 3 other students.
If you are still interested in being on a committee, if you want to join in, it's really cool to see this, this bridge of a huge chasm of isolationism, kids that feel lonely, they don't feel like they're them true themselves, and so they come here and they kind of find themselves a little bit in making new relationships. And it's been really neat to see the students that feel like they don't have a voice walking out of here just super talkative, super confident, and with a new identity.
Building a relationship with people, right? Spreading unity, right? Promoting togetherness. We believe that if we're not moving together, we're not moving at all.
This is such a cool organization. I mean, how can someone be a member, and what about a new school signing up?
Well, the first step is nominating a Be Strong state rep. And then after the nomination process, we then fuel the state reps with different activities, advocacy, awareness that they can go throughout the months to really mobilize them and help them be the agents of change that we want them to be.
And where can people go to find out more?
People can go to bestrong.global to find out more information.
Well, you're just the most awesome ambassador, and it was so great having you in the studio today.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Now, don't go away. Joining us when we come back is a great friend of Dennis's and the executive director of Be Strong, Ashley Cromer. We'll be right back. I've been talking to Dennis Estime, co-founder of We Dine Together and director of Be Strong.
And joining us now is Ashley Cromer, executive director of Be Strong, a national nonprofit organization focused on preventing bullying. Welcome.
Hi, guys.
So great to have you here. Now, Ashley, tell us, how did this all start for you?
How Be Strong was founded was from the heart of parents who their son was directly affected by bullying, and they started to go through the process of really looking at what types of solutions were there. And they didn't find something that was a comprehensive approach and a resource that would help their son. And what their son was able to find was resiliency. And that was really such a tool for him. And so this family decided to take the charge on putting together an organization that would provide resources for schools, communities, and families.
And I love the name. I mean, just Be Strong. What is the actual mission?
Our mission is really to see those statistics that unfortunately we're seeing increasing. You know, about 4 years ago, 6.7% of 9th through 12th graders had attempted to end their life 1 or more times. And so the role for Be Strong is knowing that the anti-bullying and the bullying prevention efforts, they're no longer working. And we saw an opportunity and a void to step in and really get behind students and really create the shift and the change that needed to happen, but that disruption for good happening from the bottom up versus a top down model. But that also supports our educators. Our educators are taxed. Our public school system, time, we serve every single part of that equation, and we do it through a comprehensive approach.
And Dennis, how did you two get involved together, both of your organizations?
We both believe in the same things. We both believe that past efforts are not working. Now what can we do together to make that difference? And for the We Dine Together clubs, it's a scalable model.
I love that. Now, Ashley, what is the approach you take to prevent bullying?
It's really teaching about resiliency. We do share through our events. We have a student state representative program. They're the founders of their We Dine Together clubs. We have an app that is a free resource that connects students to resources, but it also meets them where they are. You know, it's very easy for you to tell your daughter, call 911 if one of your friends is suicidal, but the statistics that support them actually taking action are very low. So we created an experiential app that brings these resources to them, but in a comfortable way for them.
Where is the app and how can you download it?
It is available on Apple and Android, and it it is a free resource, 911 resources, crisis text line, suicide hotline, safe group. And so what the app does is anywhere you are in the US and Canada, you put in your zip code and it aggregates all of the local nonprofit resources. So if your child meets a child who's hungry, they together can find a local resource, because we know children who have not eaten for 3 days could have some aggression. And in the last 2 years, we've had over 200,000 searches from students. Number one, food insecurity, which we know 1 out of 4 are going to school hungry, and the second is escaping violence. If we can mobilize and get these tools into the hands of our students, we believe that's where the change will occur. And then the fourth prong we have is an 8-week resilience program. And the way that it was positioned is the donors and the generous people with their hearts that came together to make it said, you know what? Just have the local community fund the textbooks, we cover everything else. So realistically, a school can partner with Be Strong, and they have a fee of maybe $500 a year.
Wow.
And it's ongoing messaging, morning announcements, constant messaging around the hallways, but it's from the victory. We are not victims. And the reality is in transformative resilience, that darkness will come. But we owe our children the toolkit and the toolbox to be able to navigate that.
Well, how can we be involved?
You go to bestrong.global and you're able to nominate a student, because again, we're student-led, so that's how we engage with the school. A student is nominated for the reasons of how they're providing a more inclusive tomorrow.
Right.
Once that student becomes a leader, let Be Strong take it from there, and then we go into the schools and really carry out that relationship.
So how can people donate?
I love that question almost more
than anything else.
More than the app question. So we are a nonprofit, and the way you can donate is directly on our site. You can text. You can also send us a check. You can also donate directly on Facebook. And I think an important thing is we have donors and a group of donors who cover our operating cost. So when you give to Be Strong, 100% of your proceeds is going into the work that we do, and we have a 25-cent impact number. We have reached 3.4 million students with a message of hope and resiliency in 3 years, and we have 50 million that we need to reach. So please help us get there.
Thank you so much both for being here and for joining us. And to find out more about Be Strong and how you can get involved, go to bestrong.global. We also have more information, of course, on our website at thebalancingact.com.
And don't go away, because joining us next to talk about safe social media use and how you can promote the positive use of technology to your kids is cyberbullying expert Dr. Samir Hinduja. We'll be right back. Cyberbullying has become increasingly common, especially among teenagers. So how can we protect our kids from this, or is it even possible to protect them from the cyber world? Joining me now via Skype to talk about cyberbullying and how to promote the positive use of technology is Dr. Samir Hinduja, co-director of the Cyberbullying Research Center. Good morning, doctor. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about cyberbullying. What exactly is it?
We define cyberbullying as willful and repeated harm inflicted through the use of computers or cell phones or other electronic devices. But honestly, it's just basically being a jerk using these new technologies.
How do we protect our children today from this?
I just want adults that serve youth, whether it's in schools or whether it's at home, to be involved in the lives of those youth. And we know that those lives are lived online and offline. And many adults talk about the offline aspects, but they neglect the online aspects, maybe because they're nervous about using the right technological jargon or just very unfamiliar with the terrain. But again, just broaching the conversation with youth conveys to them that you're interested in their lives and you want to chat with them about it in a non-judgmental and non-critical way.
Do you think that dialogue, that communication can then bring positive aspects at home? Because it's even happening at home.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just having that conversation makes sure that those kids, whenever they struggle with something that's unpleasant or makes them uncomfortable or creeped out in their normal lives, they're willing to chat with the parents because they know that that parent is not going to freak out or fly off the handle or engage in some sort of reflexive knee-jerk disciplinary measure.
What do you think schools can do to even help prevent cyberbullying?
What I think is most important is in schools is for those schools to focus on building a positive school climate. And that's simply devoting resources and time and energy to improving the connectedness and the belongingness and the morale and the school spirit and the feelings and perceptions of safety. All that goes such a long way in decreasing problematic behaviors, but also increasing the behaviors you and I want to see. For example, better academic achievement, better attendance, and more involvement at school.
Doctor, a final question I want to ask you is also not only talking to children about it, but also reinforcing to them that they can seek you for help, correct?
Absolutely. Always available and just wanting to make a difference. I think that matters. If you continue to convey that, kids are definitely surveying the landscape to find out who they can chat with about these issues. They're just nervous, and they want to do so in a safe and comfortable way.
And hopefully one day at a time we can stop this and prevent it from happening.
Absolutely. And I think that, again, with everyone on board, it makes a huge difference.
Thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And to find out more about Dr. Samir Hinduja's work, you can go to his website. That's hinduja.org, or you can also go to our website, thebalancingact.com.
Watch how this little girl is making a big difference, one chair at a time.
Kindness is a wave that never stops, an echo that never ends, and a light that never dims. Kindness and love always wins.
Ayel may just be 7 years old, but she's on a mission to change the world one project at a time, with her mom Lauren cheering her on all the way.
From a very early age, she was doing kindness notes in preschool with lucky pennies, always there to help others, and that's what she wants to do. And if you ask her what she wants to be a doctor because I want to help others.
Ayel first received worldwide attention with her Kindness Rocks project after the story went viral.
We were watching the news, and there was a news story that flashed up, and it happened to be about a vandalized cemetery, and she said, "Mommy, I want to help." And I said, "Okay." And she said, "I want to paint rocks." She painted ladybugs for good luck and hearts for a little love. It was overwhelming to see the response. It was heartwarming.
Now Ayel has a new project called Sunny Seats to honor those who lost their lives in the Parkland shooting.
I felt sad and heartbroken.
Ayel got to work right away painting her Sunny Seat chairs to place at the high school as a memorial for those who died in the tragedy.
I am planning to bring them to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas because I don't want anyone to ever forget these lives that were lost.
I will work as hard as I have to make sure she has everything she needs to change this world.
I know I can, and I will make a difference in the world. At the end of the day, kindness and love still exist.
If you want to help Ayel with supplies, go to fundme.com and search for Sunny Seats to honor 17 souls. We'll also have information on our website at thebalancingact.com. If you or someone you know is in a crisis, struggling with suicidal thoughts, depression, bullying, or self-harm, download the Be Strong app and go to Immediate Help.
We'll have more information on all these amazing organizations you heard about today on our website, and that's thebalancingact.com. Thanks for watching.
So long, everybody.